Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I wanted to talk to you guys about different ways you can market your music. So a lot of these ways cost money, but a lot of these ways are also for free. So here we go. The first way is with content. The reason why I like content as a way to promote your music is because it's free. Like if you're an artist and you don't have the budget to run ads or playlist your music or pay for radio, you can essentially post content, because if you have a phone with a decent camera and an internet connection, you can post content and promote anything that you want. So what you want to do as an artist is essentially post content about your music most of the time, but also post some content about your personality, because as you're promoting your music and you're getting yourself out there with content, people are going to want to know who you are, who the person behind the music is, and that's when the personality content is going to help you fulfill that lane. So ultimately, with content, it's a free way to market yourself. It requires a lot of time. But ultimately, as an artist, if you don't have the money to run ads, content is one of the best ways to market yourself. The second best way to market yourself is with paid ads. If you're a musician and you're not doing paid ads, you're missing out. Because ultimately, when you're posting content and you're only relying on organic growth, you don't choose what the audience does when your video goes viral. So like you can post content and go viral, but that doesn't mean the people who watch that video are going to like the music or go to follow you on Spotify. Because remember, these platforms don't want to take people off their app unless you're paying them. Because if you take people off their app, they're losing money. So when you're relying on free organic growth, all the traction stays within the platform. People don't really leave Instagram and TikTok that much to go on other platforms. Now, if you're promoting your Spotify, you could get a lot more people to convert over from Instagram and TikTok, because Spotify is linked up with both of those platforms. But ultimately, even when you're posting, videos about your songs organically, as I mentioned in the first tip on how to market your music, you're essentially relying on the organic algorithm. But with paid ads, you can make whatever you want happen, because you can have different call to actions and you can optimize your ads for those call to actions. So if you want someone to buy something, download something, give you their email, you can make that happen with ads a lot easier. Another way to market yourself is essentially with collaborations. Find people in your genre, find people who are creators and influencers within your niche, and collaborate with them. Because ultimately, if you find someone who does what you do, or if you find a streamer or a vlogger that's pretty popular in your city or that has an audience you want to get in front of, you're going to want to collaborate with them, and you're going to want to both do videos together and content together so you can share each other's audiences. So those are three different ways. Another way is actually by taking content that relates to the type of music you're making and then posting that content on different platforms with your music in the background. So essentially what you're going to do is create a burner account or create some random YouTube pages where you can just post random clips, and like you might like do movie scenes, you might do like pictures with like the beach and yachts and whatever, and you can put your music in the background and you can get exposure that way. Because the thing about YouTube is, if you post something about like the beach or motivation or spirituality, it gets a lot of views. And if you put your music in the background, people are going to hear the music and they're going to ask you who that artist is that's playing in the background, and you're essentially going to be able to market your music to them without having to pay, because they're already searching for the content you're making the videos about. You're just putting your songs in the background. So when you make videos about random things that relate to your music, essentially what you want to do is put your music in the background and get people to engage in your content that way, in your music that way. So those are 4 different ways that you can market yourself. And those are just stuff that I'm thinking off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure there's more, but I just wanted to shoot a quick video because I want to post a video every single day on YouTube for 100 days. So if you're an artist and you're watching this, make sure you like, you subscribe, and you leave a comment.